Now, you don't have to follow basketball closely to know that Ben Simmons is the highest paid Australian sportsperson in the world and one of the best known. Perhaps he could walk unrecognised down many of our streets, but not anywhere in the US. The Philadelphia 76ers star recently signed a 5-year, $242 million contract. It would take even one of our very best footballers in this country 242 seasons to earn that kind of money. So it's kind of weird, isn't it, that the Victorian state government, through their tourism department, have been tipping in extra taxpayers' money to Simmons in exchange for him mentioning Melbourne in his social media posts. I mean, he's from Melbourne, he's back here on holidays, and he'd probably stick up some nice shots on Instagram anyway, wouldn't he? But it's all backfired this week when Simmons claimed he and some mates were kept out of Crown Casino's gambling area because they were racially profiled. The evidence for this is pretty thin. Crown denies it, saying the issue was incorrect attire and a lack of identification for some members of the group. They eventually came up with the identification, and they were allowed into the gambling area. So you get the impression, perhaps, that some of this affront might have come because Simmons wasn't immediately recognised. Who knows? Anyway, Simmons took down his video complaining about all of this, and reports now say he was staying at Crown for free. Now, if Simmons or anyone else suffers racist treatment, I'd be the first to support their right to complain about it and draw attention to it. But that complaint seems to have either been rescinded, dropped or forgotten. Instead, we have a bloke who was paid near enough to $1 million a week, getting free accommodation from a casino and some spending money from Victorian taxpayers, and then he gave them both the sort of publicity they'd pay good money not to receive. Someone has been slam dunked here, either Victorian taxpayers or the basketball player. And I'd say Simmons is the one more likely to sink the basket.